purposes to be able to record the session, so it looks like it's in progress now. So thank you again for everyone coming on, and let's get started. So, just want to welcome everyone to the virtual demonstration of the classroom tools, where you will learn how to use the tools in a virtual classroom. After introductions of your presenters, which is myself and Donna, we will have you as participants introduce yourselves. Then we will go over a few ground rules that set the stage for a positive virtual experience. Next, we will be showing you a few of the many tools in a virtual classroom that engage participants. These include raising your hand, the chat feature, which you guys have already looked at, and how to use the whiteboard tools. You will have the opportunity to practice and see how simple it is to communicate in a virtual workshop. Then we will facilitate a brainstorming exercise to think of all the ways that we could reach out to Canadian Armed Forces families using a virtual classroom. Finally, we will take your questions and comments about the virtual workshop that you experienced. And at the end, you will be asked to take a short survey to let us know how we did and how you found using this virtual platform. So, without further ado, let's get it started with the introductions. So, I am the presenter for the first half of this presentation. My name is Aisha Malik. I work at the Mainland BC Military Family Resource Center. My position is the Program and Deployment Coordinator. So I've been here at the MFRC here, this is my 4th year. I started out as the office admin assistant and kind of moved my way to deployment just in the last few months. And it's been very rewarding. Part of my military affiliation is that my stepfather, so my mom's husband, has been in the Navy for a good almost 30 years. He should be on his way out, or at least my mom hopes he is. But just having him as a military member in the family has really opened my eyes into what the military lifestyle is. And so I got involved with the MFRC and really haven't looked back. It's been wonderful getting to know other MFRCs and our clients, and I just want to build on that momentum, and I'm really happy to be here and also share this presentation with you guys. So I'd like to turn it over to Donna so that she can introduce herself.
Thank you, Aisha. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you were able to join us today. My name is Donna. I work for the Board and Family Resource Center as their personal development facilitator. My role here is to organize activities for adults. So right now, what I have on the go is social coffee, which allows military spouses a chance to get out and socialize with other adults, while providing them with free daycare while they're, spending a couple of hours as just being adults and not mommies and, so on. I also plan trips, events, workshops, and seminars, and I organize second language training sessions 3 times a year. Now, I'm fairly new to my role. I started in August, and so I'm learning quite a bit every day that I come in here, and I'm hoping to use this training session as a tool of maybe enhancing what I can offer to adults. So I hope you enjoy our presentation this morning or this afternoon, and give us feedback so that we can improve and enhance what we can provide to our military families.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Donna. That's absolutely right. We're in this to learn, as also to give you the opportunity to learn about what this virtual classroom can look like and how you can apply it to your own MFRCs. And as Donna mentioned, this is a great way for outreach. Like I mentioned before, here in mainland BC, we have families all across, and obviously families all across Canada. So really the sky's the limit when it comes to the virtual classroom. So thanks. So Donna is the producer for the first hour of this 1-hour session, so we'll be switching roles halfway through, so look out for that. But now let's meet you guys, who are our participants. So when I call upon you, I'm going to ask you these 4 questions, and as you tell us, my producer will be writing your answers on the whiteboard. So the questions are, number 1, tell us your name. Number 2, where you are located. Number 3, the reason that you are interested in learning about the tools in the virtual classroom. And number 4, what would your superpower be if you could have one? That's kind of a fun one. So I'd like to call on Claudia. How about you start with the 4 questions? So Claudia, your name.
All right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So my name is Claudia. I'm located here in Borden. MFRC, we call it, Borden.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for the interest in this virtual demonstration is that I work with families, and I am always looking for parenting workshops. And I think this is the future, because not everybody is able to attend class in, and then they will be able to connect. Yeah, parenting workshops mainly.
Excellent.
And superpower? Oh, that's tough, but let's dream. Let's dream.
I know there's so many to choose from. There's tons. Anyone.
Mm-hmm. I would say to heal.
Wow. And what about that? I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, healing people, healing yourself, but why that one particularly?
Healing not only physical, but emotional.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
That would be some
I would
superpower.
love to have that.
You're not the only one. That's an awesome one. Thank you so much, Claudia.
Thank you, guys.
Perfect. All right. So, Katie, did you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Katie. I'm located at the BC MFRC, so the mainland Vancouver office. My reason for the interest in the program would probably be because I'm currently looking into some services for veterans through the MFRC, and using the virtual classroom would probably be an excellent way for us to contact military spouses and families who can't always come in or are feeling a little disconnected from the military once their member is released. So I think the virtual classroom would be a great way to reach them.
Perfect. Yeah, and if you had a superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, I'm going to go with flight. I would like to fly. So I could fly over just about every place on the planet that I'd like to travel, and I could just do it real quick.
Right. Yeah, that's high on my list too. That would be awesome. Thanks so much. Next, how about Maude?
Hi, everyone. My name is Maude. I'm located in Borden, Ontario, and the reason for my interest to the virtual demonstration is I always like to get new ideas on what we could do here in Borden virtually, and I like to learn, always like to learn, and if I had a superpower, I would also like to fly. And just because my family is far away, I'd like to be able to go out and visit them when I can and when I want to.
I hear you. That's a good one. I think everyone would love that one. I'm only flying in my dreams. I wish I could see you all the time. Perfect. Thanks, Maude. Welcome. And lastly, Sonia.
Hi. So my name is Sonia, and I'm located in Vancouver, BC, working at the mainland MFRC. Reason for interest for this virtual demonstration is I guess how to access people in remote areas in BC, because we have a lot of families and we're just one, I guess, location here, so it will be good to see how we can reach them. And superpower of mine will be teleportation, which is, I guess, similar to flying.
Nice.
So it's very quick to kind of go anywhere you want and visit whoever you want.
I agree. Yeah, teleportation, that's awesome. Just click your finger and you're where you need to be.
Yep.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for participating in that. And it looks like we have a very diverse group of participants, even though a lot of your reasons are similar and so forth. But it's really nice that we can cross borders and have, you know, Ontario be talking to Vancouver and interacting in this way. So thank you so much. So now let's set the stage of a virtual classroom with a few ground rules that are common to a virtual classroom. So here we are. So in a live classroom, the ground rules may include things like where to smoke or where are the washrooms, raising your hand to ask a question. So in a virtual classroom, there are a few ground rules that we like to go over to establish the mood of the session from the start as well. So I'd like if Katie could read the slide.
Sure. So first of all, thank you for logging in 10 minutes prior to the session. Turn off email and other distractions to participate in the discussion, to fill in the evaluation form with feedback, and bring your sense of adventure.
Perfect, thanks. So yeah, I mean, in terms of these ground rules, it's really important that we have those 10 minutes prior to the session to do any sort of troubleshooting, and ensures that the session will start and end on time. You know, timing is a very important thing when it comes to these kinds of sessions. And I really appreciate you, everyone, that if you make sure that your emails or phones and any other distractions are kind of put aside for now, just because they can take you away from the discussions. And I just want to ask everyone to bring your sense of adventure as you participate in the activities and discussions, and above all, just have fun as you explore the virtual classroom with us. So we're really, again, excited to have you. So now let's start with the grand tour of some of those virtual classroom tools. So the virtual classroom has similarities and differences to an on-site classroom. Obviously, the most significant difference is that in a virtual classroom, we don't have eye-to-eye contact unless we leave our video cameras on, which we don't often do. Therefore, it is important to be creative and to engage your participants in other ways using the virtual tools to keep them interested. So here are some of the tools that we can use. So first off, let me guide your eyes to the top right-hand side of the screen, and this is called the Participants Panel. In the Participants Panel, you will find the name of each participant. We have put a picture of the Participants Panel on the whiteboard for demonstration purposes, so you can see that it's been zoomed in and right on the screen there. It is here that you can mute and unmute by clicking on the microphone next to your name. We use the mute to minimize any background noise, so I can see that everyone's muted right now, which is perfect. So when you've muted your microphone, you will see an X on the headset next to your name. So it looks like everyone's tried it. Excellent. For the most part, we try to keep participants unmuted unless there is significant background noises, because we love to hear laughter, we love to hear that you're there, even a little breathing. But again, it is a tool that you can use. And that can be very valuable. Also, if you click on the camera, your picture will appear when you are speaking. We don't usually leave the cameras on, like I said, throughout an entire session, because they can sometimes be distracting. But if you would like to give it a try, if you have a camera, feel free to do that now. And I see that Margaret has popped up, so that's exactly what it looks like. I'll do the same. Let's see if I can come up here as well.
And if you want to see everybody in the class, Aisha, I don't know if you know this, but there's a little icon on the top of the picture. If you click on that icon with 3 people, you can see everybody who's got their camera on.
That's true. Yes, it's really neat. So I don't know if everyone else has a camera. Sorry, but this is just a neat little demonstration that this is an option that you can use in a virtual classroom if you, especially one-on-one and things like that. It can be quite rewarding that way.
We had a PSP presentation on back health, and they showed this, and then they showed the model using the video. They showed the model.
Right.
It was really cool.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it can be used for too, actually showing something that everyone can see if it's unable to be shown on the screen. So thanks, Margaret. So one more point to add about any of the panels that we are going to show you is the way to collapse and bring a panel back up. So if you notice beside the word participant, in the top right-hand corner, you will see a tiny triangle. Click on this triangle to collapse and to bring back the panels into view. So why doesn't everyone just give that a try? So you click the tiny triangle, and you click it again, and you should be able to see the participant window collapse and then come back on. Great. So hopefully everyone had a chance to do that. And let's look at the next set of tools. So at the bottom of the participant panel is a menu bar with pictures of tools. So again, we have to put a picture of what this looks like on the whiteboard so we can demonstrate. So we've, again, enlarged that, the pictures of the tools. So each picture is what's known as a toggle. So you would push it once to activate and push it again to put it away. So for example, in order for you to raise your hand, you need to click on the toggle of the picture of the hand. So you can see that Donna has encased that. So let's try that. Please raise your hand and then lower your hand. I see that Maud has, oh yeah, perfect. You always want to be able, just a note, you always want to be able to lower your virtual hand so you don't want it to get tired. Ba-dum-boom. That's my little joke of the day. So as participants in a virtual classroom, you have to be patient in waiting for the presenter to call upon you or respond, as it sometimes takes a minute for their eyes to catch the hand that's up or the other emoticons. So moving on to the right of the hand, you will see the green check and a red X. Those again are marked yes and no. So these tools also engage participants by asking yes or no questions anytime during the presentation. So let's give it a try. Does anyone here have a pet? If you do, please give me a green check for yes or a red one for no. Everyone has a pet except me. This is so sad. That's awesome. So let me ask a couple of you. Maud, what kind of pet do you have?
I have a pet dog. She's an oldie English bulldog, and her name is Lola.
Oh, sweet. That's so awesome. Does anyone else have a dog?
I do. I have 2 labs.
2 labs. Yes, I've met them. That's right, you do, Katie. They're awesome. And Claudia, how about you?
Yes, I have a Shih Tzu. His name is Toby.
Toby.
And he's cute, and he's 10 years old.
Oh my, he's getting up there. That's sweet. And Sonia, how about you?
I have 2 cats.
2 cats. Yes, that's awesome. Everyone has a furry friend. Oh my goodness, that's great. Well, that's everyone was able to mark a green check for yes and red for no. There's no no's there, but that's how you spark a conversation. You can see how simple it is when you ask that yes or no question that we can get into talking about that conversation or that question. So when it comes to designing any virtual workshop, it's important to use these tools to engage your participants. At least, you know, we kind of ballpark it at 3 to 5 minutes. And yes, we have a work cat. That's right, Margaret. I forgot to mention, I was telling Margaret earlier that here at the MFRC office in Vancouver, we have a resident cat who lives on base with one of the families, but tends to come to our office and parks herself or himself here. We call him Smokey because he's a beautiful gray color. And I really believe he's become our therapy cat because we get our cuddles during the day, and we give him little treats, and he hangs around. So I guess for on that note. He's my cat. Yeah. So let's move on. If you hover over each of the toggles as we move forward, you will see their name. So you just have to hold the mouse over one of the tools and raise your hand if you can tell me what name of the arrows are to the right of the red X. Who can tell me? Katie.
It looks like it says go slower and go faster.
Right. That's exactly right. These ones are these ones tend to communicate with say the presenter. So if they're going too slow or too fast, I don't know if they're that nice tools, but they really again they are there available to someone, especially if someone is speaking too fast, and even myself, if you find that I'm speaking too fast, you can give me a little, slow down, and I can certainly watch my pace there. So those are those tools in the emoticon toolbar. So let's see how to use the rest of them. So at the end of the menu bar, you will see a happy face, which is the emoticon tool. Beside the happy face, you will see a black arrow or a drop-down menu. Sorry, you're going to hear the phone ring here a little bit, so I apologize. Let's just give it a second. There we go. So you will see this drop-down menu in many of the tools. A drop-down menu tells you that there is a choice. If you click on the drop-down menu beside the happy face, you will see a choice of emoticons. So I know a few of you have already used the coffee cup and so forth, but if you hover and hold your mouse over any of the symbols, you'll be able to see their name. So let's hover your mouse over the coffee cup tool, and please raise your hand if you can tell me its name. Oh, I saw the host. Sonia.
Have a break?
Have a break. Yes, that's right. This one, we ask participants to use the coffee cup every time they leave the session so that the presenter knows the participant has either stepped away from their desk or isn't participating at that moment and is not having IT issues. It's another way to communicate to us to let us know that you just stepped away for a little bit. So Claudia, it looks like she stepped away, and that's exactly how you would use the tool. So let's play with all the other emoticons. We have the standing ovation, so that's when you click on the hands clapping. We have the sleep, so you click on the ZZZ emoticon. Hopefully none of you are doing that. I know. I hope this isn't boring. The emoticons, again, are another way for participants to communicate with the presenter in a virtual classroom. So feel free to click away on any of these as we go through. Are there any questions about the emoticons? If not, give me a green check when you're ready to move on. Green check, green check. Perfect. Another, there we go, Katie. Perfect. Yeah, that's great. And another word for emoticons, sometimes you hear the word emojis. So just for our purposes, we've gone with emoticons. So that's great. So these are just a few ways that we can see body language in an online classroom, because as we said before, these are we're not face-to-face, so these are a fun way to engage each other. So let's move forward. Now I'll draw your eyes to the lower right corner of your monitor where you will find the chat feature. So we've talked a little bit about this. It works very much like instant messaging. So what you can do is you can select all participants from the drop-down menu, which allows everyone, including the presenters and participants, to see your chat. You can also select all panelists, and this allows your chat to only go to the host and the presenter. or you can select an individual's name to send a private chat menu or a private chat message. So let's give it a try. I'll ask everyone to select all participants from the drop-down menu if it's not already selected. Now I'll ask everyone to write your favorite movie in the rectangle called the chat box. So I think everyone's found that. So once you do, click on send or hit enter. Now we can see everyone's favorite movies. So let's see. Titanic, nice. Frozen, awesome. Oh, Out of Africa, that's a really good one. I like that. I haven't seen that for a long time, but I remember Toy Story, awesome. It's a good one. I fell in love with Inside Out. Yep, and now you'll have the song in your head. You know, I never watched that movie, but I somehow I know that song because it was everywhere, and it still is. So that's perfect.
Those are awesome movies.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, that's so great. So everyone wrote their favorite movie. So let's try a private chat. So you can send a private chat to the host, the presenter, or any participant. So on the actual whiteboard, you'll see I've listed private chat partners, so Sonia and Katie and Claudia and Maud. So private chat is truly private, so the presenters will not see it unless it is directed to them, and the recording will not record private chats. So like I said, you'll see in the lower left corner of the whiteboard that you've been paired up with each other. So please select your partner's name from the drop-down menu, then write in the chat box what you had for dinner last night and send it to your partner only. And once you're finished, give us a green check, and that'll let us know when you're ready to share.
For you?
Good, I'm just looking to do an in routine.
All right.
I'm here single, so.
All right.
So everyone getting a chance to talk to each other?
Oh, is he?
Okay, good luck to you. Okay, we got some green checks there. Awesome. I'll give you a couple more minutes. I'll go ahead and share what I had for dinner last night, which was, I'm regretting it a little bit. It was McDonald's. I did not want to cook. I passed by the McDonald's on my way home and couldn't resist. So that was my night. And how about Maud? What did you find out about Claudia? Maud, are you there? You're still muted.
Sorry, I was talking to Maud.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Asking her something.
Oh, you were asking.
What did you say? Sorry.
That's okay. I was just wondering, what did you find out about Claudia, what she had for dinner last night?
Oh, dinner last night. Okay. I have a wonderful neighbor that brought me food, typical fruit from Guatemala, and that's kind of a wrapping thing.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. What kind of neighbors do you have?
So lucky.
Awesome. Yeah. That's very sweet.
I'm so grateful.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So everyone, did everyone have a chance to ask each other? So I see a couple green checks. Sonia, did you have an opportunity as well? Yes, excellent. Great. So for the most part, choose all participants, because chances are if you have a comment, so will another participant. And of course, make sure your private chats would be appropriate for all of us to see if you accidentally sent it to everyone. And don't hesitate to use chat anytime during this presentation. It's there for you to use and to really have fun with. So thanks again for participating. So moving forward, we're now going to switch roles. So I will be being the producer, and then I have Donna, who is going to be the presenter. So I will pass her the ball.
All right.
Great, thanks.
Thank you, Aisha.
No problem.
Now we're going to look at some of the fun tools that you can use to mark on the whiteboard presentation directly. Let me draw your attention to the top left-hand side of your screens. There should be a toolbar that looks like the picture we have put on the whiteboard. Does everyone see that? Please give me a green check if you do. Thank you. These are the whiteboard tools. Give me a green check. Oh, never mind. I already said that. Sorry. The big thick arrow is called a pointer. We use this tool as presenters to show where we are in the presentation. And we have our participants use this tool to claim space on the whiteboard for themselves. Or we may ask you to use your pointer to point to something on the whiteboard that you find interesting. So click on the pointer, then click on one of the squares to claim a spot. Great, you guys are all ahead of me here. The pointer is just one more way to ensure active participation in a virtual classroom. Now that we have changed the slide, please use your pointer tool to reclaim a square. Great. Looking back up to your whiteboard toolbar, to the right of the pointer icon is the letter T. This is the tool. This is the text tool, sorry. There are 3 points for you to know about the text tool. First, if your text is in yellow or pale blue, it is very hard to see against a white background. Your default text color is the same as your pointer tool. You can change your default color by clicking on the colored box drop down located in your whiteboard toolbar. Once you have changed your color, you can come back and click on your text tool. Please click on the text tool and then click in the box you claimed and write your name. Oh, and remember to click away from what you've written so that everyone can see what you've written down. Very good. Okay, so second, for everyone to be able to see what you have written, you need to click away from the word anywhere else on the screen. This ensures that no one sees what you have written until you are ready for them to see. The last point is that when you come to the end of a line, you can press Enter to go to the next line. So if you were trying to type a sentence in the box that you claimed, and you were starting to go into someone else's square, you could just click Enter to go down a line. Let's test this out. Remember to click away so that we can see what you're writing.
So if you were to think of 2 adjectives to describe yourself, give me a green check when you have 2 adjectives ready to go that describe yourself. Claudia, Katie, Sonia, can you think of 2 adjectives that describe yourself, and give me a green check when you're ready to go. Katie, Sonia? And then what we're going to ask you to do is to write I am blank and then press enter to go to the next line and blank so that you can write the two adjectives in one sentence, but if you move to the next line after and, you won't go out of your box. Give it a shot.
Thanks, Margaret, for helping me out with this one.
Love Sonia's. I am.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yes.
It sounded like a Dr. Seuss rhyme there. I am.
It does. Sometimes it's hard to think of our qualities as human beings. We're our toughest critics.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. Great. Those are just a few more ways to ensure active participation in a virtual classroom. Once again, please use your pointer to reclaim a square. Awesome. Looking back up to your whiteboard toolbar, to the right of the letter T, you will see the tool that will allow us to draw lines and arrows. To use the tool, click on the icon on your toolbar, then click back into your square. Then left-click your mouse and hold it down while you drag your mouse to draw a line. If you click on the drop-down arrow to the right of the line, it will give you the option to draw single or double arrows, which work the exact same way. Feel free to try them all out. Now, do I have any participants today using a Mac? Please give me a green check if you do, or if you are. Okay. Well, if you were using a Mac today, in order to see your choices of off of the drop-down menu on a Mac, you would have to press and hold the drop-down arrow for about 5 seconds, and then you will see your possible selections. To the right of the lines, you will find an option to draw a box on the whiteboard. Using your mouse the same way as the line tool, try making different sized boxes in your square. We invite you to also use the drop-down menu to explore the selections that this tool has to offer, such as the circle, check mark, and X options. Wow, you guys are great locating all these tools. To the right of the box tool, you will find the marker tool, and via the drop-down arrow, the pencil tool, which are also great tools to engage participants in icebreakers and many more uses. Give them a try in your square.
It's always
you guys
fun.
are all artists here. Excellent.
Donna, it's always fun to try to sign your name with the pencil. That's tricky.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Finally, you can erase each of your annotations by clicking on the eraser icon and then clicking on each mark, or click on the drop-down to the right of the eraser and you can select Erase all of your annotations at once. Give it a try. Did you find yours, Claudia?
I'm trying.
Okay.
So, eraser, and then you said clear all pointers or clear all annotations?
Clear my annotations.
My annotations. There you go. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. So now let's practice them all. First, claim a box with your pointer. Again. Excellent. Now draw a tree in your box.
This is the fun part. I like it.
It's challenging, isn't it? Perfect. Now, write your name with the text tool beside your work of art. And finally, change the color of your text and write your favorite animal. Now I encourage everybody to erase all of your annotations. Great job, everyone. Perfect. Okay. Over the past hour, we have shown you just some of the tools available in a virtual classroom. And now we would like to hear from you as to the type of programs that you can see being delivered in a virtual format. So using the pointer tool from your white toolbar, claim a row on the whiteboard with your pointer, then using the text tool, write your name in. Remember to click away so that we can see what you've written. Excellent. I'd like you to use your text tool to list as many live programs or meetings in your community that could be adapted to a virtual classroom. So where the column says lists of ways to use virtual programming, type in the type of things that you would like to see this virtual tool be used for. Excellent. And remember to click away from what you've written. So now there's so many different ideas on the board here that Claudia, what kind of parenting workshops can you see this virtual tool be useful for? What kind of workshops would you use it for?
Oh, it could be basically everything. In terms of parenting, if we are talking about even triple P, positive parenting, any skills parenting development would be through this tool, definitely.
Excellent. It's a great idea. Maud, I see here that you've put board meetings. So how would that be useful for your resource center?
Well, after having done the virtual training and everything and hearing all these great ideas, I think it's good when for board meetings, if people can't all meet at the same time, coming physically to the center, maybe possibility of having it virtually so that everybody could do it from home.
Excellent. It's a great idea. Katie, I see that you have transition workshops. So can you explain to me a little bit of what you mean by transition?
Yeah, so if at any point clients may want to take part in one of our workshops that say help explain exactly what the military is or what it's like when you leave the military, that could be really useful in a virtual classroom. Okay, perfect.
Sonia, I see here meetings, Q&A. The Q&A, I guess meaning questions and answers, but on what kind of topic?
Well, it could be different topics, something you share with, let's say, families, and then you give them a certain time, and then they can come in and join the, let's say, conversation. It could be different topics you share with them. It could be about moving. It could be about childcare, pretty much anything you will set up.
Oh, these are all great ideas. Let me show you some of the uses for the virtual classroom that we have seen already used in some locations. Virtual workshops are a growing field, and we have seen all of these programs. Just to name a few, using your pointer tool, point to the session that surprises you the most for a virtual program. There's quite a few of you surprised by virtual yoga. So just to call upon, I guess, Claudia, why does that surprise you?
Well, simply by thinking yoga, I just have to be there. Maybe it's just that to practice.
Yeah, and like the idea that you're not in front of a person, you're actually watching it on a screen type of thing. It's
yeah,
a
but
neat idea.
In a second thought, I could understand that. It's like, it's possible.
Excellent. Now, using your box tool from the whiteboard toolbar, in case one of these uses for virtual program that you can envision being a successful, well-attended session in your community. Okay. So Katie and Sonia, I see that you both pointed at kids have stress. So how do you see this as a great virtual classroom? Like how would you present that?
I actually just found it very surprising that that could be used in a virtual classroom. I guess the topic would require a lot of sort of back and forth conversation, so I can see that a virtual classroom would be the perfect kind of setting for that.
Right. So you see, creativity is key when designing virtual programming. In a world where many of our communities are spread out through rural and urban centers, isn't it nice to know all of our Canadian Armed Forces families can access programming regardless of their posted location?
Donna, can I add a point?
Yes, of course.
Super. So you were mentioning about the back and forth and the kids have stress.
Yes.
And sometimes these interactive virtual workshops are actually encourage more discussion because people are not as afraid of speaking out as they would be in a live classroom. They feel like they're more just speaking to a computer instead of, you know, all these people. So sometimes the conversations that we have in the interactive virtual classroom are very, very personal and speak volumes.
Well, I myself did not know that that was something that we could do. So as a presenter myself, I am learning what types of things can be done virtually. You know, it's great.
And we're hosting a virtual Kaylee in PEI with the likes of Terry Kelly and Ryan Carey and Emerald Junction and military families, all in celebration of the 25th anniversary of MFSP. So really anything is possible.
It's great. So in closing, does anyone have any questions or comments about using the virtual classroom or any of the tools we have demonstrated today? Please take a few, oh, do I have a question? Katie?
Yeah, I just had a quick question. So,
okay.
Is it always necessary for there to be two people, one acting as a presenter and the other as a producer, or can it be run by one person?
From what I understand, it can be run by one person. It just is a lot of work being producer and presenter at the same time, but it is still possible.
Okay.
Am I correct, Margaret?
Can I answer to that one as well?
Yeah, okay.
So I've been doing this virtual outreach for about 7 years now. And when we do an interactive virtual classroom, we tend to have anywhere from 10 to 30 participants. So if you have 10 to 30 participants and you're presenting as well as producing, that means you're helping all those 30 people with the login, as well as getting ready for your presentation, as well as monitoring the chat and making sure that everybody's understanding. It's very difficult to do all of that with one person. Mm-hmm. If you are having a staff meeting, that's a little bit easier, especially if people have been on the system more and more, so then you can do it yourself. Because I know this demonstration really well, I've given the demonstration myself, but that's after 7 years. So really it's important to have a partnership, because if something goes down, sometimes also the presenter's computer can just go kaput, and then the producer takes up the slack and follows the script and continues on the presentation without missing a beat. If you don't have two people, then if something goes wrong with one person's computer, you're going to be euchred.
Yeah. So
in a virtual classroom, it's really important to have a producer with you, especially for the big workshops.
And
okay, thank you.
Like my partner Aisha just said, it's more fun too. So like, you know, once you get used to your partner and you can add humor to a presentation and so on, so it does make it a lot more fun in that sense.
And the other thing too about a producer is that we graduated more than 63 people now across the country and around the world actually in this program. So with networking, I could do a presentation with somebody in BC or somebody in Germany, and we could bring two communities together, two military communities together, regardless of their posted location. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we'll present and produce together. So it's a really encouraging collaboration.
Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, this has been wonderful, everyone. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts and comments with us today. This has been just a taste of virtual programming. Please spread the word and invite others to come to one of these virtual demonstrations. Thank you very much for coming out. In the chat, you will find a link to a short evaluation to be filled out. We thank you for your feedback, which will help us improve future sessions. Please click on the link and it will open the survey in a separate browser window, allowing you to come back and log out of your WebEx session before you take the survey. To leave the class, please click on the X at the top right-hand corner of the screen. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, you can do the survey first while you're in class. That would be great.
Oh, okay.
So just click on the link that's in the chat, and then to get back, you click on the blue and green ball.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys very much for being a part of this and giving Donna and myself the opportunity to present something new to you guys. Hopefully you took something away from today's session. If not, just to interact with each other has been awesome, and hopefully we can do more of this, and you yourselves will be able to take something away from this as well. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and yeah, it's been awesome.
Claudia, did you have a question?
Yes. I didn't get how to get to the survey. How to do it? Could you please?
Sure.
Okay.
So the link I'll put the link to all participants here, and you just double click on the link. That's a great question. So here you go. Just double click on that link, and it will take you right to the survey.
Oh.
Let me know if that works for you, Claudia.
Do you see it in the chat? It's under the chat where we were sending messages.
Oh, under?
Yeah, so if you see where it says chat, there's a link in the box there.
Perfect. I got it.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Oh, Margaret, I just have a question as someone who's learning. Because they are doing the survey, I have noticed that they have exclamation marks next to their names.
That's great, Donna. Because you have the blue and green ball,
yes,
we've given them the survey, so they've gone to another place to complete it.
Yes.
And that's the exclamation mark that you will see. Did you want to share the blue and green ball with Aisha so she can see it?
You can see it? Of course.
Yeah, I think I noticed that during my presentation just a couple times. Yep, everyone is away from the screen working on their surveys. That's really neat. Just on the back end, while you're producing, that you have these extra tools that can give you another look at what's happening while people are participating. So that's really interesting.
Exactly. We were doing a youth workshop, and we had one youth who had it up the whole time. So I private chatted my producer.
Oh, yeah.
I said, is he having a problem? And so he private chatted the guy, and then there was no more exclamation point.
Yeah, yeah.
Or another thing you can do is just ask them a question to bring them back into the presentation.
Right, yeah, that's a good idea too. That's
and
true.
here's a teachable too. Sometimes if you have the red exclamation mark, you don't know how to get back into the classroom.
Oh,
do you see at the bottom of your screen the blue and green ball?
Like the icon?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you go to your Word or your desktop or somewhere else and then you want to get back, you click on that blue and green ball.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
It's the way home.
Margaret, are Aisha and I staying online with you after everyone's logged out, or?
For a few moments if you can, that would be awesome.
Of course.
Sounds good.
I just wanted to make sure I knew that, like, I was thinking the right thing.